Hey, comic book community, Lombox Love Affair here. I have a long-awaited unboxing. I have two comic books that I believe were in here. Two that I sent in for the George Perez signing back at the beginning of the year. And as we know, unfortunately, George Perez did pass away, and we lost him too soon. But I had the option with these books to get them graded or to get them returned to me unsigned and ungraded, and I opted to get these two graded, and then there's two others that I had that were returned. I didn't want them graded if I couldn't get the signature on them. So yeah, I've been holding out on doing this video because a year and a half ago, before George's news hit the stands, I worked through a facilitator deal to get a George Perez sketch, and I had asked him to do a Spider-Man sketch through Trinity Comics on Facebook. So they're a facilitator. They have a great reputation, so I see, and I decided to bite the bullet for my first time working with them and paid a really good price for a George Perez sketch, and he may have even done some color on it. Now, I don't have that sketch to show you because CGC has lost it. So this sketch is missing. It's in a batch of about 10 or 15 that, as Trinity Comics would say, CGC has put the shipping label on, but it hasn't entered the shipping system. So USPS has been aware, or maybe it's FedEx, is aware that these books are to be delivered to them for shipment back to Trinity so that Trinity can send them to me. Are you confused yet? And instead, these books apparently are lost somewhere in the CGC warehouse. So as you can imagine, I have been stressed about this. I want to know where my George Perez sketch is and why it hasn't been delivered to me yet. And there was apparently another batch of sketches that had been delivered and received, but unfortunately, the group of sketches that were submitted on my behalf have yet to come to fruition. So please send some positive vibes out there that I can get that sketch and that you can check it out in a glorious video here. But in the time being, I am trying to keep my spirits up, trying to hope that this book does materialize, but it is not looking good. Let me show you some books. Let's just not have this a complaining video. Let me show you some books. So the two that I was hoping to get signed by George that I opted to just get returned to me was Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think this is number 8. The Supergirl death. And you can see I had it window bagged and everything. And the other one was Comics Interview 94 with a Rockin' Thanos cover. And so I haven't taken the tape off of the window bag. And for anyone that might be wondering what the heck these are, this is a cutout on the plastic bag where George was to sign and put his signature there. So unfortunately, it just didn't happen. And I completely understand and respect him canceling it in the final months of his life. I would do the same. Actually, he was such a generous man for working with his fan base. So I'm just super bummed about that. I did have a chance to meet him once. So let me show you that sketch. So back when I started going back to conventions, I saw that George Perez was going to be there, and I bought myself a sketchbook, and before I knew about blank comic covers, I had sketches done. And so I was super excited to have George inaugurate my sketchbook, and he did this awesome Thanos for me. So I do have a sketch from him. I would love it on a blank comic book cover, which is what my Spider-Man was supposed to be. So again, comes back to CGC, find that box, get it shipped out. But classic George, I loved his Infinity Gauntlet saga, so this is a treasure for me. So let's get to the unboxing. So this is what you're here for, this unboxing. This has been sitting here for months, and I forget about it because it's been in the corner of my den, and I actually forgot what one of the books is. I know what the other one, the second one is, but the first one I'm not so sure, and I don't know the grades. displayed tremendous willpower of not revealing the grades to myself and just forgetting that this all existed. So let me just make sure I'll turn them upside down on my lap so I don't spoil it. And well, actually, they're not upside down. Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, no, did it. All right. The first book. That's why I can't remember it. So I got the George Perez custom label there to support him and his family. This is the Marvel Voices White Tiger, I think, throwback. At the time, there were next to none graded of these, so I thought, let me get it graded. It's a really minty copy. It should be a 9.8. It really should be a 9.8, and if it's not, I'll be a little shocked. It is. Okay, I wasn't going to be too surprised. It is a thick slab because this is a thick book. It's just, I have to say, I'm not a huge White Tiger fan, but something about this cover spoke to me, and I like the rarity of it. So I thought, let me get this slabbed. Whether I keep it or whether I don't know what I'm going to do. So right now, it's in the collection. We'll see what happens later. But cool 9.8 Marvel Voices. And this is the one that deals with the Latinx community, I believe. The last book is one that I am a huge fan of, and I found this at an estate sale not too long ago, and I thought it was pretty minty. I'm not optimistic. I don't think it's going to get a 9.8. I would love it if it got a 9.8, but I think it's a 9 something. And I just really was hoping for the signature. I'll be quite honest. Was hoping for the signature, but I opted to have this graded because I still think it's a key comic. It's a good one to have slabbed. And again, whether I keep it or don't, it is one that people seek out as a seminal George Perez book and a Peter David book. So if you don't know it by now, you do now. Hulk Future Imperfect #1. The first Maestro, which is sort of I think the future Hulk, if I remember correctly. I read this back in the day. I found it to be really interesting because I wasn't a huge Hulk fan. I have become a Hulk fan, but I read this 25 years ago. So it has been years. I should reread the trade, which I do have one, and I have it signed by George Perez. So that's pretty cool. So what grade did I get? A 9.2. Okay. Lower than I would have hoped, but like I said, I wasn't optimistic that I would get that 9.8. It is an embossed cover. It is not one that I think you could ever press, and I would never send it to a presser because of the way it's produced. But it's got the front and back. This is the back, front and back. So it's a good one to have slab because there's some visual appeal on both sides. Not like it's going to be on a rotating display or anything like that. So 9.2, not bad. I did get the 9.8 in the Marvel Voices. So like I said, these were ones that I sent the books in 2 different batches. So you only could specify whether to grade or return to you per batch. And so should I have, excuse me, should I have graded the other batch? Some of you might have said yes, but I didn't feel confident with those grades. So there's that. So that's my haul. Thank you for watching. Short and sweet unboxing. Keep your fingers crossed I get my sketch back. I am really stressed about that. I'm trying not to be bothersome to Trinity, and I'm trying not to reach out to CGC and add to the deluge that they're dealing with. But thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I got some other videos behind me that you might want to check out, including a Grail purchase, CGC unboxings, comic book hauls, all that shebang. So looking forward to seeing you at the next one. All right, take care. Bye-bye.